right, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I have a special guest with me today. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Craig Harris, SMG Podcasting.
All right, my man Craig Harris. So Craig supposedly has some very juicy information regarding the Xbox, Project Scorpio and the PS4 Neo. Hold on one second, Greg. Let me go to the actual live stream.
Okay.
No. I don't have those right here. The actual live stream. I hope you guys can hear me. Wait, hold on. Can you guys hear me? I'm looking at the chat. Can you guys hear me? I know there was a problem when we were live streaming before. I was trying to live stream me. Yeah, hey Nick, what's good, brother? Hey, can you hear me? Hold on, Jesus. All right. I don't think they can hear me. Let me see. Well, no, I was trying to live stream. Oh no, they can hear me. Yeah. I'm good. We good. All right, that's good. Thank God. All right. Let me put this on Twitter. All right. Send this out on Twitter. Then we're gonna get right into it. Hold on one second, brother. Let the room fill up a little bit more. I don't want people to be joining late and miss all the juicy information. So I'm gonna send that tweet out just right now.
All right.
Okay. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, I got a special guest today. First of all, where you from, good brother?
Originally from Cincinnati, next in. I live in Lexington, Kentucky now.
Lexington, Kentucky. So what's the environment down there?
It's hot as hell. 101 degrees.
101 degrees. I mean, was it still segregation going on? I know Muhammad Ali was from Louisville, Kentucky, wasn't he? And how's race down there in Kentucky? I know right now America's fucked up, man. I'm a little ashamed to be American, man. It's crazy as hell the shit that we in 2016, the things that we're still dealing with. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it's not bad right now. My brother's a firefighter, so they're doing some outreach things. They're going out opening up the fire hydrants for folks like you see in the old TV shows.
Old school, reaching out to the community.
Yeah, and the police, they're out, they're trying to do things. It's just everybody is kind of, you're on edge, and it's kind of like, my mom was like, look, drive when you got to drive, and if you don't, walk.
It's fucking disgusting though, man. What's crazy? Before I know, actually, know what? I'm gonna shut the fuck. I don't even want to go because I still not going these tangents. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. So you got some rumors. Wait, hold on. I sound loud as hell. Let me cut my mic down. Okay. Jesus Christ. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. You have some rumors regarding the PlayStation 4 Neo and the Xbox Scorpio and the Xbox One S.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
The S stuff, the S has been confirmed. It's going to be, 40 to 45% smaller.
Okay.
What I got out of him, he works for Samsung, so he's.
All right, hold on one second. So the gentleman that you're getting these rumors from works for Samsung. Works for
Samsung. He just came back from Cologne, Germany, where he talked to the people that are helping design the Xbox Scorpio.
Okay, so and Samsung will be involved with this because they are doing the drive.
I don't know if they're doing the drive. They're just involved in a sense that they're kind of the leader of this type of technology as far as getting their shit out there first. So they and Sony and LG, they all talk to each other as far as what the other one may or may not do, because it's a big pie out there and they don't want to cut the other one out of the pie. So
okay, so all right, so let me get this straight. So this your guy, you're not saying like informer guy, like fucking police station or something. Your source that you get, he works for Samsung.
Correct.
And Samsung's involved with the Xbox Scorpio and the Xbox One S and the PS4 Neo because of the technology.
Yeah, they kind of want to know where everybody's going with it. It's not just Samsung, LG, Panasonic. They're all coming out, Philips. They're all coming out with their own 4K Blu-ray native players. Samsung got theirs to the market. If Samsung got to the market first, if you want to watch a 4K HD movie, like if you want to watch that Batman v Superman movie in UHD, I'm slipping on the whole 4K thing too. In UHD, Samsung has the only player out in the world in the United States, I should say, and it's $369.99. That's how much it costs right now if you want to watch a UHD movie.
Okay.
From native, that's HDR. That's if your TV has the HDR, all that stuff. The HDR stuff, your TV has to have HDR capability. The input-output device, which is the Blu-ray or the video game system, it has to have HDR. The actual physical content going in it has to be HDR based, or it will look for the HDR signal and it won't give it to you. That's just the way the technology works.
Okay, all right. So let's dive into the room. So we got what do you want to tackle first? What's going on?
Well, I got it. I wrote it down. The Xbox S, it's been confirmed 40% to 45% smaller. It's going to run a little bit quieter than the Xbox is now. It's 4K gaming capable, according to this guy at Samsung, but it will not do 4K native movies. It will just do UHD upscale movies. So again,
what's the difference? Could you tell the audience what's the difference?
There's no such thing as 4K television. 4K is actually 4,096 pixels by 2160 pixel. UHD is 3860 by 2160. UHD is effectively 2.5 times better than 1080p. It's 4K. People call it 4K because Sony invented 4K cameras. If you look at those drone cameras, those GoPro cameras, you see those folks surfing and doing all kind of stuff. Those are 4K cameras. Sony did invent a 4K camera.
Okay.
So if you go to a movie theater, one of the newer theaters, and you got those big DLP screens and stuff like that, that is a 4K picture. Okay, it's only available at the movie theaters. But because the way the screen, we see one picture on the screen, the TV may have four. We'll put 4 overlays in. I heard you guys talking about that game Quantum Break.
Okay.
How they overlaid 4 pictures to get the 1080p.
Yeah.
Your TV does it. Everybody's UHD TV does the exact same thing. Now, like I've heard you got a UHD TV, so if you turn on YouTube on your UHD and you go to 4K video, it looks like nothing else that's out. But in Lexington, Kentucky, I have Time Warner. And Time Warner does not have a 4K UHD signal from anywhere. There's all your TV is going to do is upscale it. It's going to try to pull it up. And anybody that's playing any game on a UHD TV, either from the Xbox or from the PlayStation 4, their picture is a little bit better. That's because the TV is trying to bring it up. It's pulling everything it can out of the game, but there's no source there for it to do a native picture. So that is the difference. So when you go to your local store, don't say I want a 4K TV because there's no such thing.
Even though I'm just saying on the box, and Dan should say 4K on the motherfucking box, and they ain't goddamn with.
Yeah, and it will upscale and try to get you to as close as 4K as possible. So it may get you to 4,031. It may get you to 4,096, and then drop it to 4,000. It's never going to be a continuous signal until you get a 4K native player, which the Xbox Slim does not do, according to this Samsung person.
Okay. So for the people that are, I guess, not as in the loop, so what would be the benefit of them getting the Xbox One S?
The Xbox One S was developed to, one, get Microsoft's foot in the door, get them a seat at the table, and let people come into the technology that, you kind of want something different. And it's a pretty good price point. There's one that's going to come that's $299, and then there's one that's coming that's $399. So those are pretty good price points. And it's supposedly doing 4K gaming. I don't know how true that is, but he was pretty emphatic about it. It will, the Xbox S will do 4K gaming, just not movies.
It posts the upscale every game to 4K. according to Phil Spencer and those guys, or Mike Ybarra. I forget who confirmed that, but yeah.
I would take Phil Spencer at his word because he's Phil Spencer, and the reason they did both these systems is because I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, it's your show, bro.
But the reason why they did this is because they were embarrassed on how bad what Sony did to them last generation. Not as far as the technology, because their developers at Microsoft were given a mandate and they met their mandate. They exceeded it with the Xbox One. But the messaging, Sony was able to control the message and define the generation with power. And that's just what happened. So when these guys that everybody's talking to on Twitter and stuff, when they came in, one of the first things Phil Spencer did was he reduced the price of the Xbox. And that caused a good media bump. You know, they got real good media and people went out and bought the system. And then the price went up because the shareholders wanted it back up to a certain rate and people threw a fit. And then Phil Spencer said, look, we got to do it like this. So everything Phil Spencer has done with his team has been to get to this point right now. Even him coming out and taking on the fanboy bullshit, that was part of that's who he is. I mean, he's a good guy. He is working hard to get people what they want, and they're getting it out in a timely fashion. But as far as the new technology, Microsoft does not make UHD televisions. So Sony does, Samsung does. I mean, Microsoft may have a deal with Samsung because remember when they released the 360 next gen and they had that bundle with the Samsung television?
Yeah.
They may do something like that this Christmas. Do not be shocked if that $299 500 gig model, if it's not bundled with something. Just don't be shocked if they're
bundled with a 4K television.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of Samsung's lower end UHDs, which I've heard you. I'm a Samsung guy myself, there's nothing wrong with a low end Samsung TV.
Yeah, for sure. So all right, so the Xbox One. Then, so going over to the you want to tackle the Neo or the Scorpio, or then go to.
Yeah, I can go to the Scorpion. The 4K gaming is their goal. Now, this is where I always caution everybody is that they have a mandate to get the 4K gaming. Until Microsoft physically comes out and says, ladies and gentlemen, we've got it, people just need to relax on it. And again, I follow comic books and I'm just kind of going off course a little bit, but Miss Marvel, Brie Larson, she was officially introduced as Miss Marvel yesterday at Comic-Con.
Yeah, Captain Marvel, whatever else.
Yeah, Captain Marvel, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but that information leaked out like 5.5 weeks ago, but it's not official until
this announcement.
Yeah, until they announce it. So the Xbox Scorpion, 4K gaming, 4K native movies. I'm talking, your 4K 30 to 4K 60. Mm-hmm. The big news was the 4K VR.
4K VR, god damn.
Yeah, 4K VR. A wireless keyboard and mouse made by Razer. They've got a deal in with Razer. And basically it is a 9th generation, their 9th gen console. It's basically a computer, and the price right now is about $849 USD. That henceforth, that's when you listen to Phil Spencer and the rest of those guys, they always say high end. They're putting the chum in the water so that people aren't shocked by it. They're putting out a possible layaway plan for it. Again, it's a good idea, but you are getting the computer that all these Xbox people and people that's in general have always said, why doesn't somebody make a console to compete with a PC? And also it's in a tower form right now. The original design it's in a tower. It's not a box. So it's going to look, so right now, they're going to work with that to try to get it down, but they got to marry the technologies together. But the team's mandate is 4K gaming, 4K movies. and 4K VR. I mean, if you're gonna go big, go big. You know.
But again, so you guys hear it first. If it turns out to true, the rumor price right now for the Xbox Scorpio is $849.
Yeah.
Jesus. I said $500 to $600, but you know what I mean. I buy the goddamn thing. I'm gonna buy the bitch day one, but god damn,
yeah,
$849.
Yeah, and that's roughly, if you go in and you look at a mid to high level PC, if you build it yourself, you know, and get the parts yourself and kind of do it yourself, you're looking at right at $850. And you might, if it'll be $650 if they give you $100 to $150 for your Xbox, and they very well may do that. You know, they're going to have to do something. That is a high price point, but again, it's for the high end gamer. At Phil Spencer and the rest of those guys, that's why every interview they've done so far, it's been what? High end. It's for the high end. They're letting everybody know, don't have sticker shock when this damn thing hits. So
Damn, $849. Jesus.
Yeah,
so
that can come down. That can come
I'm saying, but if Sony's doing $450,
right.
And for $849, that thing probably gonna have to be a bigger leap than goddamn 6 teraflops. I'm just saying.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, just because that's where it is in original design doesn't mean that's where they'll leave it.
Mm-hmm.
They can come down. You know, they can also come off of 6. They can go higher too. But it's kind of one of those things that if you get the Xbox S, it's just a consumer. I'm not talking about gaming. I'm a consumer first. If you are a consumer and you want to do 4K gaming, the Xbox S is a good entry point system. Just understand you're not going to be able to do the 4K native movies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to have any type of VR on it. It will do a UHD upscale and get you as close to 4096 as it possibly can, I'm sure. But again, here's something else. You have to have the right HDMI cable, and that is a totally different story. That's what nobody's telling anybody right now.
Was it HDMI 2.0 or higher?
Yeah, it's at least 18. Is it G? I'm walking away here for a second. GB. Yeah, GBPS. That's your standard. That's $30 to $35 right now.
Oh, so you don't think it's gonna come with one in the box?
I assume the $399 one will, but that $299 one, it may be minus that.
Oh, so you're talking about the Xbox One S?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the Scorpio.
Oh, Scorpio is gonna come with everything. Yeah, that looks like it's coming with everything.
Mouse and keyboard too?
Allegedly a wireless mouse and keyboard. Which means they may even have a joystick with it. You know, like
that better come with a controller.
Yeah, flight joystick. Yeah, I'm talking about the old school one, like Top Gun and shit.
Oh, I can keep that shit there. But yeah, as long as that bitch come with a controller, I'm fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for that amount of money, yeah. But I thought $849 was a little high.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
But it can. I agree with you. Hopefully, they get it to the $649 to
I say 600, man. Don't be no higher than 600. If it's higher than 600, people are gonna scoff. You know what I mean? But if they can justify the pricing, I understand. Here's you got to realize this, and I want to, I understand it's for the high end gamer. Or I get that, but even more or less for the hardcore console gamer, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. This is still maybe like a culture shock to some console guys that may have just gotten their console and both Microsoft and Sony trying mid-cycle refreshes, whatever the case may be. But like I said before, technology is forever moving forward. Just us staying in a static box for 5 to 7 years is not really conducive, for our hobby, for gaming to move forward. You know what I mean? PC, I will say this, PC is at the forefront. That has to move forward. You know what I mean? All of the advancements in technologies done on PC, and it trickles down to the consoles. But, the reason why PC, quote-unquote, elitists fuss at consoles is because we hold them back. You know what I mean? You may have a GTX 1080, but, games are not optimized for a GTX 1080. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Games are better or fully optimized, quote unquote, on consoles. But like getting back to, like I said, the price tag of $849, I don't see that, right. If they do launch for that price here in the States, I don't see the Scorpio being that successful. Am I going to buy one? Yes. To me, yes, because in the long run, there is a difference between the quote unquote the Neo and the Scorpio, but the games have to show it day one. You understand what I'm saying? Now we can go back and forth. The shit that went on this generation with the PS4 and the Xbox One, we all know that was bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm a gamer at the end of the day, and the games looked that much better on my PS4. I just played them on the PlayStation 4. I'm just being honest. But the games at launch, if they are going to come out with that type of price tag and that type of sticker of $849, the games have to be head and shoulders above anything that Sony's doing. Has to. Well, if not, that's going to crash and burn.
Yeah, it will. It should be. And again, that's where the developers, again, they have budgets too, and they don't want to go any higher. And I've listened to your podcast, and you're talking about how Sony wanted quote unquote Neo mode and how the developers kind of scoffed that. Well, that's more money that they got to spend to get it there. And the asking price for a game on Neo is right now is supposed to be the same as
it's the same. There's no exclusive. It's $65. But I get but far as what that and I was sitting again. I don't know what Sony's their inner technology, what they're doing, like to make things develop. I mean, easier on the developers. I know like the they're not developing really for the PS3 anymore or the Xbox 360. Probably still you're gonna get your Maddens and your 2Ks and probably maybe the Call of Duties. I don't know if that's been announced yet for last generation consoles, but so instead of them, this was explained to me by a developer. Instead of them, have to really work focusing on trying to shoehorn it in. So exactly what's exact words I'm paraphrasing here. To shoehorn it in on the last gen hardware. They can just do Xbox One and Xbox Plus or PlayStation regular and PlayStation Plus. You know what I mean? So they're still, and technically still developing for two consoles. Before it was just the PS3 and the PS4, the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One. Now you lose the 360, you lose the PS3. Now it's the Xbox One and Xbox Scorpio. But see, Microsoft has that Windows UDP where the developers can make one game, one code, and that bitch can scale up and scale down. I don't know what Sony's doing as far as that technology, or what they're doing, or how they're making it easier on developers. But like I was on BGST a while ago, before everything came out and been official. I was talking about this shit for months. And I was going back and forth with crapping them, and they were saying, well, the developers are not. I said, you can't go by the indie developers. We're talking, if you don't have EA complaining, if you don't have Rockstar complaining, if you don't have, Activision, that's what counts. Yeah. The little motherfucker making Octo Dad and all that. Bitch, get on board or we don't publish your game. Get the fuck out of here, kick rocks. As long as you don't have which is like, how many developers are there? Big ones are you have?
You got Rockstar. EA.
Rockstar. Would they fall under 2K? Not 2K. Take Two. I'm sorry. Would they fall? Would they fall under Take Two? Rockstar. Let's say you got Take Two. You got EA. You got Activision. We don't have THQ anymore. You have Warner Brothers. Bethesda 5. And Konami. Konami still fucking making games. Shit is epic even making games anymore. Like I said, you don't have that many big. Sad to say we don't have that many big, third party, but you do have smaller companies, but the bigger companies publish their games or whatever the fuck, like Remedy, who Remedy falls up under EA. Bungie now falls up under Activision. Do they still go by the name Bungie?
I'm not for sure.
I think, but anyway, you have the parent company. But like I said, as long as you don't have them complaining, then it's not an issue. You know what I mean? Little mom and pop store people, I'm sad to say the little man never really counted in this fucking business. But back to what my initial statement was that if they are going to go with it, just say $800 goddamn price tag or whatever, and you know what? It does seem far out there, but it's fucking Microsoft. Sometimes nothing like to me. I've always said that Microsoft's pricings be all over the fucking world. Like when they came out with their Windows tablet, I bought it day one, and they wanted to complete with the iPad. And I'm saying they fucking put out a tablet for like $700 when you got the iPad for $499. I'm like, what the fuck is y'all doing? You know what I mean? Like their pricing is all over the world. You know what I mean? So I hope they don't. But if it is, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, their games have to be above the PS4 Neo head and shoulders, man. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not talking about some shit on Digital Foundry when you need $1,000 machine. You know, I mean, it has to be very, very new. We're talking about Xbox One compared to the OG Xbox or the 360 or some shit like that. It has to be night and day.
It very well may be like that. They that's up to the developer, but I'm sure Microsoft will come with something out the door, at least 3 to 4 games out the door. This is for the Scorpio, whatever. Is it Scorpion or Scorpio?
Scorpio.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so they will have to come with something to as an aggregator. If it's in 4K native, the Sony system, the Neo will allegedly just upscale their game.
Yeah, they don't have a 4K buffer.
Yeah, they don't
according to the
UHD. Yeah, so again, 2 to 2.5 times better than 1080p. And the Neo allegedly was going to be shown at E316, but once Sony found out that they were going to announce the Scorpion, they've already know that they were working on it.
Yeah.
But Microsoft surprised everybody with that announcement. I mean, the entire industry. So with the Xbox S, all these other companies, I'm talking Philips, Samsung, all these guys wanted to know, well, are you going to do a 4K player? And they said, yes, but not this year. You all have it this year. So that's
wait. Who's not doing a 4K player this year?
The Xbox S. It won't do the 4K movies like we were saying earlier. So they won't be in quote unquote direct competition with Samsung and LG for the 4K native movies, the movies.
I was under the impression that the motherfucker did do 4K movies.
The S?
Yeah, the S, yeah.
Well, it again, according to him, it's just going to do upscale, which isn't a native movie. It's apparently supposed to do 4K gaming, but that could be, again, this is I could be wrong, but according to him, they're going to have gaming. The S will do some 4K gaming, but not 4K movie. Native 4K movie. But UHD, yes, according to him. So,
now, again, I had some people that are just now joining now again. Could you please explain to me the difference between UHD and 4K?
Again, 4K is you're running something at 4096 by 2160. Mm-hmm. That's only seen at your local movie theater. That's it. Sony invented the 4K camera. So when you buy a Sony TV or if you go to your local, whatever, Best Buy, wherever, you will always see 4K. Mm-hmm. Samsung will always say SUHD. It's the same type of technology, but it's not 4K because they didn't invent 4K. LG has the OLED. Again, it's the same type of technology, but Sony has a patent on 4K. So they're going to always be able to say 4K. But UHD is 3860 by 2160. So it's a small downgrade. And what UHD televisions are going to do is with if you have the upscale player, it will upscale your movies to get it as close to that 4096 pixel count as it can. Uh-huh. It will vary. You won't probably be able to see it because of the refresher rates at least 120. You will not be able to see it at 120. And I know Samsung just released a 240 refresher rate UHD TV, which is, it looks like you can put your hand into it. It looks like glass, you know. But that there are your differences. It's just that it's a quad picture, and everybody's getting that, so they say 4K.
Okay.
They're wrong, but it's not like they're out there deceiving people. It's just, but what it's led to is people asking the wrong questions. You know, so
okay. I mean, good thing that you told me because again, because I was, I actually, it's crazy. Because I was looking on the I googled something because someone asked me. I was saying but basically 4K is supposed to be, was it 1080p times 4, but basically 4.
In theory, it's supposed to be 4 times better.
Yeah. Or something along those lines. And somebody said no, that somebody was trying to tell me that 4K is only 1080p times 2. And I was like, huh? I'm like, but maybe he was talking about UHD, like you were saying there. But I'll say, so anyway, get into the Neo. So what information do you have about Neo? What are they doing? We haven't talked about the Neo yet. We talking about Scorpio.
Yeah.
So what's going on with the Neo?
The Neo allegedly is going to do 1080p 60. That was their goal all along. They got blown out of the water. They got surprised by the Scorpio announcement. So what they may end up doing, and again, Sony's not had their official press conference. I don't think they're doing it till September. But what they may end up doing is they may end up making it, having to do the 1080p 60, what I think a lot of people would be happy with. But then they may wedge it and then say, we're going to let this do 4K native movies as well. They may be able to get it to do 4K native movies, not games, not games. But that way they can have a counter to what Xbox is doing with their Slim. And then again, they may not do that at all. They have yet to make an official announcement on what it is going to be able to do. There's a lot of leaked specs and stuff like that. But, I had the same guy, the Samsung guy told me, he said the specs that leaked were the ones that they just didn't go with. So they got leaked. And so it may not be that powerful. It may be a little more. We have to wait and see what their official announcement is. But the 1080p 60 is that's kind of been their entire mantra, their chant. And so that's what they're more than likely going with. The Neo mode is a UHD mode. So people that have seen games in Neo mode have actually been seeing it in UHD. It's just going to upscale it. So again, that's why they say it looks better than the 1080p games. And UHD again is 2 to 2.5 times better than 1080p. So
a much sharper picture.
Yeah. So that's where things are as far as the when you get into UHD and stuff like that. Now I'm in the medical field. The way your brain processes information with pictures, once you get to these ultra pictures, it's going so fast you really won't be able to see a heck of a whole lot of difference. You will be able to see 1080p to UHD, but if something is at 4096 versus something at 3860, and it's being upscaled, they're going to be, it doesn't matter what it is, it's going to be fairly close. It won't look as good. Let me make that clear. But if you're running HDR technology and you've got, again, the game is in HDR, the Blu-ray device, whatever uses HDR, your cables that are HDMI has that ability to process the bandwidth, and then your TV's doing the UHD thing with the HDR screen, you're going to have pretty much a matching screen as far as the two systems. Early on, let me make this clear, early on, where once the developers kind of get their hands on it, you will start seeing a separation probably by 2019, 2020 with the games. By that time, Sony will be already doing its PS5. So, I remember the video that you've said it several times, Next Gen, that they're just going to be playing hopscotch.
They're going to hop over each other. Actually, there was an article from Sony. It was saying that this is going to be the last, I guess, how should I say, refresh for the PS4. The PS5 will probably be here 3 years after the quote unquote the PlayStation 4 Neo or whatever.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 5. So it's 2016 now. So probably like 2019, we should do something from Sony as far as Yeah, but again, like I said, it's just common sense. It's business. This is this is Sony's strong suit, the PlayStation division, and business is competition. I just don't expect Sony to just get pounded out by the Scorpio for 5 years and just it doesn't make any sense. It's not practical.
And the one thing that Sony has not been able to get out there, at least in the United States yet, and push hard is the VR. And their VR stuff, according to the people that went to E3, and I'm not talking about IGN and that bullshit. I'm talking about like Popular Mechanics and Consumer. They were actually there too. And what the stuff they've got written down, again, they don't have a bone in the fight. Nobody can accuse them of being bribed or on somebody's side. They said that their VR stuff is very smooth and very unique and very nice, and is allegedly going to be wireless. So, but again, that's not been confirmed. Sony's having their presser in September. So, to me as a consumer first, I'm going to wait and see. But that's me.
So I guess like I said, this is actually the first one I'm speaking to you. I seen your comment on the video. So first, I want to say thank you for the support. Secondly, like I said before we get the hell out of here, I'm gonna leave you a link down to your channel. Everybody go subscribe to my man's channel here. What I'm saying? I'm sorry about the Scorpio, not Scorpio. I'm sorry, the Neo, no, the PlayStation VR. I'm sorry. There we go. Right. That they are now demoing, and certain GameStops have them out for display.
Okay.
The VR. And you know what? Someone posted a picture in my Facebook group, Bang Bang Next Gen Gamers, and I didn't even see if it was wireless or not. You know what I mean? That's a good question. I didn't even pay attention to that.
Yeah, that to me is the drawback of VR. Just when you do the Galaxy VR, it's too cumbersome. So whoever can make it a little more not as cumbersome, actually has a foot in. But Sony wants to be the one to get that, like you were just saying earlier about how technology is not going to stand still.
Yeah,
you remember
it's not practical.
Sony made the Betamax. The Betamax failed, but what they got out of that was the picture and the sound. Betamax had a better picture and better sound than VHS. Yeah.
I think it was the cost. Betamax was way more expensive than VHS, and
and also
the average Joe.
The laser disc next gen, remember those?
Yes.
Sony did those. Those failed too. But that led to the DVD, which led to the Blu-ray, which led to all what we're going into now. It's a great line by Sean Parker, the guy that did Napster, I believe. Everybody said he was a failure because Napster got shut down, and he responded by saying, I'm gonna quote him. He said, "Look, I'm the reason why everybody is downloading music now. Period. So did I really fail? No, he didn't. The idea got pushed out there. The bigger companies got involved into it, and Apple got. Yeah,
Sony missed their mark with that because let's be honest, when it comes to entertainment, music, more or less everything now is more independent. But back then, Sony really had a stronghold on the entertainment sector. Well, there's movies and music. And you would think that they would be at the forefront of having a MP3 player, you know what I mean? And they did come out with some, but it was a little after the iPod, and everybody just, I forgot what was the name of Sony's brand. What the fuck was it called? What the fuck, Sanyo or Jesus? Because I had the Discmans and stuff that used to come out. I forgot what was the name of the brand. I remember the symbol though. But they kind of missed their mark, you know what I mean? And then they're probably kicking themselves in the ass. Sony, I would say this. I give Sony credit, and as well as Microsoft. Both Microsoft and Sony are always pushing technology forward. You know what I mean? Yeah. Look at Sony with the 4K televisions, and even though they came up with a fucking $1,500 fucking MP3 player, you know what I mean? Like, here's the thing. I like tech. I like gadgets. You know what I mean? I do. But you get your decent pair of Beats by Dre's, and like the average motherfucker is not going to go out there and spend $1,500 on a fucking MP3 on a new what they call it? Was it MP4 or MP5? A new format? They were saying like the Blu-ray of fucking music. Like the motherfuckers don't care about that, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, they're forever pushing technology forward. I told you at the time when I first bought a 4K television, I started buying them in 2014, into 2013, 2014, whatever the case may be, I forgot. And at the time, Sony had the only television that gave you straight 4K. I forgot what they called it, the technology, but a straight 4K signal across the screen. Whereas at the time, Samsung and other people, they gave you 4K. It was like or whatever, Ultra HD. It was two pictures together, like 1080i. You know what I mean? It was, you know what I mean? It was two interlaced. And Sony had at the time the only television that was doing straight 4K. You know, it was very expensive. Like I said, I spent $9,000 on my first fucking 4K television. You know, this one was really, really, very, very costly. But I was mad as fuck because now Sony televisions are more affordable as far as 4K. They competing with Vizio and with Samsung. You can get a Sony 4K television. I would say all of them. You can probably get one for like $1,300, a decent one, not even a low end one, like a decent one between $1,500 fucking dollars. You know what I mean? Yeah. Of course, the top of the line right now is the OLED, and that's what LG is pushing. You know. But like I said, as far as you know, that I will give Sony credit. You know what I mean? People will take me maybe because they get caught up in the whole thing of entertainment. Like I said, I do this shit for fun to have bug the fuck out. I am a gamer at the end of the day, at the heart. Don't get me wrong, I bleed green. I said this shit like I'm an Xbox dude. I don't make any pros, so that's my preferred platform. But it's again, there's nothing wrong by having your preferred, platform or preferred console of choice. You go where your friends are. My friends play on Xbox. Yeah, you know, I've been playing with some of these cats since. Shout out to my man .com. I've been playing with him. It was him and Gusty Bad since 2002. I was a beta tester for fucking Xbox Live. That shit came. I mean, it was $100. Was it $100 or $150? It came with the little shit in the mail. We had Moto. What was GP? It was one game. I forgot the other fucking beta games they had. But you know what I mean? I've been there since day one. But I've been playing with them cats since then. I met them on 2K. Was it either 2K2 or 2K1? Basketball with Allen Iverson in front. He was on the first two copies. You know what I mean? I've been playing with them jokers since then. So, like I said, I'm heavily invested, quote unquote, into that ecosystem. You know what I mean? But you know, at the end of the day, though, but like I said, in the day, I'm gonna get the Neo. I'm gonna get the Scorpio. You know, I guess I don't. Like I said, hold on, this month, Jesus Christ. Hold on 1 second. Hey, give me 5 minutes. I'm on live on here. I'll call you right back. I gotta tell you something anyway. Yeah, all right. So anyway, I don't like the multi-plat games that are coming out this year. Like I said before, like I said, I have a friend, really good friend, I can call him a friend, that works for a major third-party company. Like I said, he started telling me months ago, like, word around the campfire, you need to get on this, man. Both Microsoft and Sony is releasing new hardware. So that's when I started to talk about it. And of course, everybody called me anything, cursed my black ass out, stoned me, tomato cans at me and shit, right? Yeah. Shout out to you. You used to be in the comment section taking up for me. And I'm just like, telling you, and it's crazy as hell, right? I've never claimed to be an industry insider. Like, I don't give a fuck about that type of shit. You know what I mean? Have I broken some stories here? Yes. You know what I mean? Do I know people that work within the industry? Yes. Like the same person that told me about DirectX 12. For those of you that have been on my channel for a while, I was talking about DX12 coming to the Xbox One. I started talking about this in November, December, and GDC was March. Was into in November, December of 2013. I started talking about it. It was told to me, and Microsoft didn't officially announce it until March 2014 at GDC, and it said it was coming to the Xbox One. Also, and that was the same guy that told me that. So I'm like I'm telling crap. Listen, man, shout out to BGST. They're my bros. Now we done had some fights behind the motherfucking scenes. We done had some drag outs, some fuck you. You know what I mean? We done had some shootouts behind the scenes, man. But anyway, like I say, that they were working on new hardware. Not saying I was told any specs or anything like that, but then before the thing came on Kotaku, he showed me on Skype. He showed me a little something. And this, what I did see, like I was telling people before, because I think it was the Eurogamer or whatever site Digital Foundry's on. Is that Eurogamer or Dual Shockers, whatever? They started posting the official specs, but not the official. I said then that the specs that I saw, the paper that I saw, the sheet had the Sony official document, like the one that just came out that got leaked. That's what it was shown to me. And also too, like I said, in the day, those chips and stuff that Sony, those contracts were signed, years ago. You know what I mean? So I don't like it for Sony to change in mid-flight and say, hey, we talking about 2 years of R&D to make sure the console doesn't overheat. And don't get me wrong, the only thing they worked and set in stone was the quote unquote the CPU. And again, and I want to say this: it's not that so much that I want Microsoft. Well, it's my preferred platform. To be honest here, you know what I mean. But I wouldn't mind if Sony went back and changed the specs because I'm a gamer. I mean, that would benefit me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I don't know. The only thing they can probably do is overclock the GPU and the CPU, or change the CPU. They wasn't set on stone in that, but you know what I mean? I know it doesn't have a 4K buffer, you know what I mean, to give you native 4K gaming, And I know people are going to say, well, not many people got to, like, stop it. Like, this whole generation been in there about resolution and frames per second, you know what I mean? And with Microsoft, if they don't come out with an $850 fucking console, and just if you guys are just joining now, you got to go back to the beginning. We had some official, some juicy rumors. If it turned out to be true, you just don't know, man. Greg here, he leaked the shit. But if they don't come out with an $850 fucking console, you know what I mean? Microsoft is going to have the better version of the multi-platform. Like I've always said, again, and exclusive don't hold as much bang as they used to be. You understand what I'm saying? They don't. You're not going to see the days of you really seeing big third-party games being exclusive to whatever platform, unless somebody's going to really, really cut the check. Everybody, Rockstar, Konami, everybody want their fucking games on multiple platforms because the games are so expensive. They want to make their fucking money. You understand what I'm saying? They want to fucking make their money.
Look, if both the Xbox S and the Neo are upscaling, they're both roughly the game. If those upscaling rumors are true for both systems, then they're both gonna look. The games will look pretty much the same because you're gonna upscale to anywhere from 4050 to 4096 anyway. You're gonna have drop offs on both systems. So.
Okay. Well, I would expect the Neo to look. You're talking about better textures though. Better shaders is 4 teraflops. You know what I mean? Besides, again, because resolution doesn't determine graphics. It's the textures and the shaders and shit like that. I will be fucking pissed if the games look the same. But I will say this: I didn't see anything on about HDR. And I know with Microsoft, they did HDR technology. They has this shit embedded in Windows 10 and fucking DX12, and that's something that Microsoft, well, like I said, Microsoft performance technology, they got their hands in every goddamn thing, and they really fucking, you know what I mean, every fucking where, like, you know what I mean, like I told a guy the other day was arguing with me on fucking Twitter, like I sometimes get attacked in the middle of the night, but I entertain it as long as they don't get disrespectful. I don't mind bugging the fuck out. But I would say if you really want to know who fucking run gaming is Microsoft. They have their hands in every fucking thing. They don't give a fuck if you buy Uncharted. Fuck you, pay me. They don't give a fucking, you know what I mean? I'm just, because of the Havoc engine, and Havoc, there's like 99.9% of the fucking game uses fucking Havoc, and then the games that these developers make, the program that they make their game with Visual Studios, Microsoft owns that shit. Like they own so much shit, and I would say it's classy of them. Microsoft, I guess they don't really give a fuck about this console wars for the fanboys because they can really come out there and say some shrewd shit. You know what I mean? That's why I'm not the head of a Fortune $500 billion company because I came out that motherfucker. What? Like, motherfucker, you know what I mean?
Their job is honestly to help the technology advance.
Yes,
Apple and Microsoft are both cutthroat.
Yeah,
but Apple wouldn't be where they were without Microsoft, where they are right now, and vice versa. And Google came along, and Oracle comes along. I mean, all these companies, they're all helping each other by pushing the technology forward. I mean, the Scorpio will push the home console.
Microsoft licenses out their software to everyone.
Yeah,
that's how they make. Before in the old regime, I kind of liked it. If you wanted Microsoft shit, you got to buy Microsoft, software. But the company now is worth way more. Stocks and everything is up. They want their software on every goddamn thing. So they're behind. Even when people say that, well, Microsoft gonna play Sony for every fucking X. Actually, no, Microsoft plays whoever makes the drive. But every Blu-ray that's sold Microsoft. First, Microsoft was on the board of the Blu-ray Association. Also, too, the technology, the security, the VDAT code. Unless you see that shit on the PlayStation 3, Microsoft owns that. Like, they own so much shit. Now, what Sony did do, they was the first one to patent a Blu-ray drive. You know what I mean? But whoever licenses Sony, with Microsoft to make their drive, that's who they pay, and that person will cover it and give whatever. I think it's like, just say 75 cents on this position, whatever, and give that to Sony. But Microsoft got their hands in everybody's pocket, man. Every fucking body.
You're right. I mean, and when that's why I think Phil Spencer's a classy guy, because
very much so.
You know, when he told the guys at Sony, you know, good luck with Uncharted, is because he wants to see what they're doing with the technology, and maybe their developers, that they see something that is actually going to help them long term.
And they're using our shit. So they don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, at the end of the day, like, a lot of that shit is for bragging rights, or quote unquote this console war. But Microsoft don't give a fuck. If they wanted to really fucking put the clamp down, they can acquire Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo and not miss a beat. You talking about a motherfucker that paid $2 billion for Minecraft, and that shit already made his money back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Microsoft don't give a fuck, you know what I mean, about the console war. You know what I mean? They're making money in gaming, you know.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think the folks that are Xbox folks that went after Phil Spencer, that was classic, because that guy's done nothing but good stuff since he's gotten that chair.
Some Xbox guys went after him?
Well, just saying stuff like, I saw some stuff on Twitter about, you know, when they moved all their games to PC. Oh, yeah. I mean, they had to do that because the Xbox One brand was not doing what they thought it was supposed to do. So you open it up, you know, you go to another open platform, the PC, you can put your games on that, and you have all these new users that possibly can get to your content. That's a good move. That was the right move for Microsoft to do. And people, cats went after them. Hey, there's no reason to get this game because it's going to be on PC.
Yeah, but they always say that's for the console war again. Yeah. Everyone says that. They said the same shit about I'm gonna buy it on PC, and that shit sold maybe 100,000 copies on PC. Like, you know, if you're gonna play on PC, you play on PC. If you game on console, you game on console. You know what I mean? Like, we all share 99.9% of the same goddamn software anyway. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? If you're gonna buy it and play it on PC, fine. To be honest with you, a true PC gamer, with a quote unquote, don't want to fucking play on a console. He doesn't want to be restricted. You know what I mean? They want to fucking strip everybody naked in the game, put dildos in everybody, they want all that weird shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. They don't give a fuck. You know, that's just more or less used for quote unquote the console. And again, Microsoft is not in competition. Well, the Xbox division is not in competition with Dell, Hewlett Packard, the E Machine, same as Sony and same as fucking Nintendo. They don't, you know, and what, you know what I mean? I'm just being honest. Like, you know, when you see the NPDs on monthly sale, computer hardware is not. It's not. It's a personal computer. Yes, you can play games, but it's it's not a console. You know what I mean? And when I did the video, that shit, you know, I don't know. I don't see what the need, and I'm gonna say this again, for a someone that plays on their personal computer to, you know, to compare that to a console. It's not the same fucking thing. We're talking about apples and oranges here, you know?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I gamed on PC. I had that Star Citizen, and I played EVE Online years ago when all that stuff broke out with those faction wars, and it was fun. But when you're sitting there in a faction war for 4.5 hours and your day's going by, it's like, all right, guys, this ain't fun no more. You know? So,
oh shit! Don't say that shit. You're gonna get stoned, man. Don't say that shit. But anyway, as I was saying though, before we mention people, did you hear anything from the Samsung guy about Sony enabling HDR? But we get the hell out of it because I didn't see that on that paper.
No, not yet. And again, that doesn't mean they won't do it, but it's not something that he has heard. And with Microsoft launching, that Slim ships like next week. It ships to get to the stores, you know, next week. A friend of mine works at Best Buy. And he's like, yeah, we got the space cleared out for it. So all that stuff is shipping next week. Sony is concerned. They're rolling out No Man's Sky. I think No Man's Sky comes out like the same day as the Slim. So if folks going out buying the Slim, then watch out for those No Man's Sky players. They've been waiting for 3 years for that damn thing to come out. So.
Yeah, I don't have any interest in the game whatsoever. But so anyway, if you're just now joining, let's give them a condensed all together. I'll bust what you said before we get the hell out of here. Scorpio, no, the Xbox One S.
Yeah.
What's it gonna do? What's it not gonna do?
According to the Samsung guy, 40 to 45% smaller, UHD upscaling for the games, which again will upscale you close to 4K, and then but no 4K native movies. Of course, me saying this, watch it be just the opposite. It'll do 4K native movies and just do the upscale on the game.
You saying it's going to do the you said ultimate? What is it called again? UHD?
Yeah, ultra high definition is UHD. So you're at 3860 by 2160 pixels. This is if you have a UHD TV. If your TV only outputs 1080p, it's not going to all of a sudden give you 3800 pixels all of a sudden. So it will look, because you don't have the bandwidth. So again, it's an investment is what I will tell everybody. It's an investment. Don't just get the UHD TV because of the gaming system. That's my opinion. Get it because you want to actually switch and understand you looking at a minimum. If you get a player to play on that this native, the only one that's out is the Samsung player, and it's $370.
You got it.
At least if you go with a $500, I got my TV for $500. So if I were to get the Samsung player, and I'm looking at $840 out the door, so damn near $1,000 just to get into the to get into the house. So but yeah, the S, again, according to him, will not play 4K movies. It'll still play your regular Blu-ray movies. You can put a 4K movie in there. It's just not going to convert it to 4K. It's not like it's going to say, I can't play this, So it won't be able to read that bandwidth up, to get it to 4K. But it will upscale the games. Especially the like Gears of War game and stuff like that. All that's going to upscale, and because of the upscaling, it will hopefully have a little more balance and stuff like that. So they're on the right path. I think Microsoft did a very good job at E3. I think it's unfortunate that a lot of they folks aren't talking about the games. They're talking more about the hardware, but it is what it is. There's nothing wrong with that. So. The Scorpion again does 4K VR, which that alone may be worth buying it. 4K games and 4K native movies, wireless mouse and keyboard. So,
and they have a deal with who? You said
Razer, I believe.
Razer.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the same company that did those phones back in the day, or.
Razer does computer stuff.
Okay. That's where they're going, and this will again give them, the console gamer at home. Now you're on par with your PC buddy, because what's the big complaint? Well, they got a mouse and keyboard. Now you gotta have the exact same thing, to go ahead and compete with them online if that's your thing, So. And who knows? They may sell one Scorpion or Scorpio without the wireless mouse and keyboard to bring that price down. Which again, right now, according to him, is $849. So let's hope, knock wood, it's not $849.
Yeah. So that's an exclusive here that you heard here. That he was told to him by an employee at Samsung.
Yeah.
That $849. Also, right now he said that the Scorpio is in a desktop form, not a console box. This is going to be like a tower.
Yeah,
that's what was told to him.
Right now, but that could change.
So and last about the Neo.
The Neo, apparently the 1080p 60 FPS is their goal. They may go ahead and wedge in 4K native capability for movies, not games, just movies, and VR support for the Neo. Neo mode is a UHD mode. They're trying to separate the people who want gaming versus the people who just want to go out and buy a 4K player and to watch movies. That way, but they may end up just going ahead and saying it's going to do gaming at 1080p and 4K movies. There's a chance they may not, because they were going to show their Neo at E3, but when they found out the specs of the Scorpion, they pulled the Neo out. So the Neo wasn't physically there. At the presser. Sony, I believe, did confirm it wasn't there. So, but that could be a feint too. It could be a corporate thing. They're just saying. So,
all right. And last thing about the Neo. Oh, you said something about the Neo. I'm sorry. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put the link. Give me your name again.
I am Craig Harris.
Craig, your YouTube channel.
Oh, SMG Gaming. That is Craig Harris Talks Games. And just put that in, and hopefully it'll pull me up. So.
Yeah. All right. So we out of here, man. Thank you guys for rocking. Look out for this later on BGST. Probably about 7 o'clock or so. And if you haven't catch the show from the beginning, we gave you like condensed version. It was a little more info at the beginning of the show. Let's go back and run it back to the beginning. We out of here, man. Thank you for rocking out with us live, man. We're out of here. We're here. All right, we get done. All right, here we go. We off there. Damn. Oh shit! I can't close the show. Your YouTube be bugging.